In this video, I'll be doing a lab from the blackbox.com Cisco CCNA Gold Bootcamp. It's a paid course that I'm taking. The lab is Etherchannel Troubleshooting, and let's get started. It says the junior network administrator was tasked with configuring Etherchannel links over the weekend. LACP, or Link Aggregation Control Protocol, between Acc3 and Cd1. LACP between Acc3 and Cd2, PAGP, which is Port Aggregation Protocol, between Acc4 and Cd2, PAGP between Acc4 and Cd1, and then a static ether channel between Cd1 and 2 up here. It says you have checked the links on Monday morning and found that they were down, and there's no connectivity between PCs on different access layer switches. Your task is to troubleshoot and correct the configuration in order to meet the requirements above and restore connectivity. You may need to flap the interfaces with a shutdown, no shutdown, to get the ether channels to come up after making changes. So let's just start with the configurations on the first part. So we're going to be looking at LACP between Acc3 and Cd1. So let's start with Cd1. And Q for that. And then we're going to do a show ether channel summary. It's show ether channel summary. Okay. And let's see what we have here. We have LACP on 2324, and it is SD, which is layer 2, which is good, and D, which is down, which is not good. So we definitely have an issue there. Let's look at the configuration then. Let's do a show run. We'll open this up a little bit, and we're working with 23 and 24. So let's go down to 23 and 24, which are here. So we have VLAN 199, switch port mode is trunk. We have passive mode, which probably needs to be corrected. Let's look at ACC3 and enable show run, and that would be 2324. So there's 23 and 24. So both sides are set to passive, which is not going to work. They need to be set to active. So let's go back to Cd1. Quit. And for Cd1, we need to change that to an active mode. So Conf T, and then we're going to do interface. We're going to do a range for, oh, I got an extra space in there. There we go. Range is going to be fast Ethernet 023 through 24. And we're working with channel group one, and we want to make that active. Oh, mode active. That's that mode. And then end. Let's do show run. And we'll look at 23 and 24. 23 is now active. And 24 is now set to active. Good. So we have to do the same thing over on, that was Cd1. So we need to go down to ACC3. And we need to do the same there. Quit. and conft, and we're going to do interface. We're going to do range, fast Ethernet 0, 23 through 24. And we want to change the channel group 1, and we want to make the mode active. And run. Let's look at 23 and 24, active and active. That looks good. And let's go back and verify the Etherchannel summary. So we'll go to Q, and then we're going to do a show Etherchannel summary. And now we'll see that we have LACP on 23 and 24, and it is SU, which stands for layer 2, and U is in use, and so it's up. So that looks like we've handled the issue here. Let's move on to the second one. So we should have LACP between Acc3 and Cd2. So let's take a look at those. Let's look at and quit. And so let's do a show Etherchannel summary. And we have LACP on 21 and 22, which is here, going up to Cd2. And it says SU, which is in use or up, so it's up. And S is layer 2, so that should be good. So let's take a look at Cd2. And we're going to do enable conft. No. We're going to do a show Etherchannel summary. And for Cd2, let's move it this way. Here's Acc3, 21, 22, 21, 22, LACP. Okay, that looks like they're both up. SU. Okay. And it is 21 and 22. Yeah, it's this connection here. All right, let's look at the configuration then on each of them. So we'll do a show run for show running configuration. And we're going to do the same over here on Cd2. And let's get down to interface 21 and 22. So here's 21 and 22. And let's look at that over here too. So 21 and 22. We have switch port native VLAN 199. Got it. Switch port mode trunk. That's right. Same here. It says channel 2 group mode active. That's good. The difference here is the speed. So Acc3 has had the speed modified on 21 and 22. So that would be, that must have been manually configured, because the speed by default is 100 for the fast Ethernet. So we're going to have to change that, because the speed mismatch is going to cause problems. So let's go ahead and fix that. We'll hit Q, and then we're going to go to conft for configure terminal, and we're going to do interface. We're going to do a range of fast Ethernet 0, 21 through 22. And we just need to get rid of that command. So instead of speed 10, we just need to type no speed 10. And then end, and then show run. And let's look at 21 and 22 again. 21, 22. Okay, the speed mismatch is gone. So everything else looks like it lines up. Active, active, trunk, trunk, active. Yeah. Yeah, that all seems to line up. Let's look at show ether summary. And 21, 22, it's up. And let's look at this. Show ether channel summary. And 21, 22. Okay, that looks good. So we took care of LACP between Acc3 and Cd2. Let's move on. Now we have PAGP, which is port aggregation protocol, between Acc4 and Cd1. Yes. Or wait, I got ahead of myself. We're PAGP, yeah, Acc4 and Cd2. We'll start with that one. Okay. So let's go ahead and pull open Acc4. And we'll take a look at that. Let's do a show ether channel summary. And that is going to be between, what was it again? Acc4 and Cd2, which means it's going to be 23 and 24, which is here. 23, 24 should be PAGP, which it is. And it's showing down though. We look up here, SD, D stands for down. So we're gonna have to fix that, something there. Right, so let's hit enter. And let's do a show run so we can look at the configuration for 23 and 24. And there's 23 and 24. And this is the connection to Cd2. So let's pull up Cd2 and have a look at it. Show run. And we're looking for 23 and 24. Let's compare them. So we've got 23. Here's 23. A little notch. One more notch. So VLAN 199, switch port mode trunk. That looks different. So now we have switch port mode trunk, but look, it has channel group 1 mode desirable on Acc4, and then it has mode active for Cd2. So that's a mismatch. We have to change that, because desirable means it was set up for port aggregation protocol. Active means it was set up for link aggregation control protocol, and they're going to have to match. So, and it was supposed to be for PAGP. So Acc4 is set up correctly because it says desirable. It's Cd2 that we have to fix. Okay, so let's do that. And Conf T, and we're going to do an interface. We're going to do the range. And that was fast Ethernet 23 and 24. Yep. 0, 23 through 24. Right, yeah. And then we have to change this. We have to get rid of that command, so we can, actually I should be able to just copy and paste that. And then just type no, and then I'll paste that in there. So no channel group 1 mode active. Okay, that is right. We want to get rid of that. And then we want to change it to channel group 1. And we want the mode to be desirable. Okay, so let's do show run, and 23 and 24 now are showing desirable. Okay, and that should match up with ACC4. Let's see, 23 and 24 desirable. Okay, that looks good. And then let's do let's take a look at the ether channel on each side. Q, show ether channel summary, and 23 and 24. It looks like it's up now on that side. And then CD2, we're going to do the same and show ether channel summary, and 23, 24, it's up. Okay, so that was PAGP between access 4 and CD2. So let's move on to PAGP between access 4 and CD1. And let's do, let's open this back up. Do show ether channel summary. And this is ACC4 and CD1, which would be 21 and 22, which is here, and it looks like it's up. So that's good. And let's take a look at CD1, so this way, and hit enter, enable, show ether channel summary, and this was 21, 22, right? Yeah, 21, 22. PAGP, that's correct, up. It looks up, so that's good. So let's take a look at the configuration on each of these. So let's do a show run over here, and ACC4, we're going to do the same. We're going to do a show run, and let's get down to 21 and 22. And here we go, 21, 22, and then over here, 21, 22. So we have switch port trunk native VLAN 199, that matches. Switch port mode trunk on CD1. Switch port mode trunk, which is correct because it's one switch to another. This one's showing switch port mode access though, so that's going to have to be fixed because that's a mismatch. And then channel group 2 mode desirable, that looks right. And then for 22, you have, this looks like it's matching. Again, this is a mismatch, switch port mode trunk on one side and access on the other. And then group 2 mode desirable. So what we have to do is we're going to have to go and fix the access part of this. So let me copy that and Q. We have to change that to trunk on ACC4. So let's do conf T interface range. It's going to be F21 and 22. 0, 21 through 22. And we want to, let's see. Well, I didn't have to copy that. I can just change it. So switch port mode, we're going to make it trunk. And let's look at that. Exit out of there, and then we need to. That was right. Okay, and then the channel too. So let's do interface port channel 2, and it's going to be switch port mode trunk as well. And then end, run. That was port channel 2, interface, port channel 2, mode trunk, that's good. But it was 21 and 22 that we needed to also fix. So 21 and 22 are now trunk and trunk. And over at CD1, 21 and 22, that looks good. And port channel trunk all around. Okay. All right, so that should take care of that. That all looks right. They look like they're matching up. So let's move on to number 5, a static ether channel between CD1 and 2. And let's take a look at CD1 then. And we'll hit Q, and we're going to show ether channel summary. And this was for gig 01 and 02. So it is showing down. D is down. And then let's look at CD2. And we're going to do a show ether channel summary. And for gig 01, 02, it is also showing down. Okay. So let's check the configuration. So let's do a show run. And do the same over here, show run. And what we want to do is, that was gig 01 and 02, right? So let's see here. Fast Ethernet, here it is, gig 01 and gig 02. Let's go down to the same here. Gig 01 and 02. Switch port trunk native VLAN 199, that matches up. Switch port mode trunk, that matches up. Channel group 3 mode on, that matches up. This has the shutdown command issued for CD2 on gig 01. Let's look at gig 02. You have switch port trunk native VLAN 199, that matches. Switch port mode trunk, that matches. Channel group 3 mode on, that matches. But again, on CD2, you have the shutdown command. So let's take care of that. Let's bring them back up. And we're going to do comp T, and we're going to do interface, we're going to do range. That was gigabit Ethernet 01 through 2. And all we need to do is just issue no shutdown command. And then let's go back here and show ether channel summary. And gig 01 and 02 are now SU, which is in use or up. So that's up. So that looks like that was fixed. All right. That looks up. Let's check it over on this side. CD1, show ether channel summary. And gig 1, 2, that's up. So we have group 1, 2, and 3 are up, up, up. 1, 2, and 3, up, up, up. Everything looks good. And that was 5. That was the static channel between CD1 and CD2. It says your task is to troubleshoot correct configuration, which we did all 5 steps. You may need to flap the interfaces. Let's see if we can ping from PC3 to PC1, because these are on different switches. And C1 is 10.10.10.10. So we're going from here to here, and let's see what happens. Timed out, which is probably ARP, but then we're getting a good response. And then let's try from PC1 to PC4. And that's going to be 10.10.10.13. And we will see what happens. Timeout, and then we get a good response. So that worked. That should wrap it up. We did all 5 steps. We fixed the configuration problems in all 5 steps. And we've confirmed that we have connectivity. And that does look like the end of this lab. So we'll see you in the next video.